Welcome back. Shop Talk Podcast. We're live from the Workbench. And if you see the picture, that is my new workbench I've been working on. That's what it used to look like. I have some new pictures coming up soon. A lot of stuff going on this week. Got the Cavs game on right now. They're down to, in the series 2-0. This is the third game. So hopefully everything will go smoothly. A lot of my playoff predictions were really off. Really off. And, yeah. So hopefully, this is the mock draft edition. So hopefully, and if you want to skip through it and go to what's for dinner should be about at the last 5 minutes. I'm separating them lately because I want you guys to be able to listen to whatever you want to listen to. And if you don't want to listen to profanity, you can just listen to what's for dinner. It's all about cooking and whatnot. I really should be doing videos. I've seen all these videos. I repainted my vise, took it off, blah, 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 took it apart, painted it. I should have done a video on that. I should be doing a video on the Workbench because all these people that are redoing all the these old antique tools and stuff, they're getting like 100,000 views on YouTube. I just don't have the extra money. There's not enough in the budget still, but there's enough for what's for dinner. And on a more serious note, these shootings, the school shootings that just happened down in Santa Fe, Texas, is terrible. And all the ones that we've had this year, these school shootings, it's like every other week. I think my kid is going to be homeschooled. I was in high school when Columbine happened, and in my typing class, we all wrote a letter to the kids of that school, and I just couldn't imagine it. And then J.J. Watt offered to pay for all the funerals of all the Santa Fe the school shootings. Hats off to him, Getting into the 2018 NBA mock draft, 1 through 14 lottery. The lottery draft. I got that. Let's see if I can pick up. Yeah. It's been real hard to watch this series between the Celtics and the Cavaliers because I like both of the teams. Cavs are my team, but I like Jason Tatum, Scary Terry, Rozier, and Jaylen Brown. So on to the 2000 NBA mock draft, the lottery draft. Now, there's going to be a lot of trades, so a lot of these are going to be wrong, obviously. Excuse me. And we also now know that the Suns may trade away their first pick. I also believe the Grizzlies are open to interpretation. So I picked before these rumors came out, but I've also... this is kind of like the best player, also who can match up with the team, and it's all open. It's all speculation. So, in the 2018 lottery mock draft, 1 through 14, I have the Suns taking DeAndre Ayton. Of course, he's a center. There's going to be a lot of trades. And there's a lot of free agents moving around. They could trade the first pick. Maybe get Karl Anthony Towns. Do I think that'll happen? No. But if I was the Suns, I'd be taking DeAndre Ayton. They'll probably take Luka Doncic because his former coach, the Slovenian coach, I I believe that's what he was. Just got hired on as the head coach there. So that could, there's that tie right there. At 2, I have the Kings taking Marvin Bagley. If Aiden falls, I think the Kings will take Aiden. I just think Bagley could start for the Kings right away. You already got Cauley Stein, so. But then again, if Aiden falls, they'll probably take him. I have Luka Doncic going to the Hawks. Again, I think his draft stock will fall because he's already mentioned that he doesn't, that he's leery about coming to the NBA right now. And if he even stays 1 year over there, his draft stock's going to fall. Even if there's rumors about it. And Hawks completely need to rebuild. I think it's perfect. If any of these other guys fall, these other teams are probably taking them, or they're probably trading away their pick. This is a great draft class, though. At 4, I have the Grizzlies taking Jaren Jackson Jr., and he's a center. And we'll just go right on to 5 is the Mavericks. Michael Porter Jr. I know he's projected to go to maybe the Bulls at 7, but I think he will go higher. Now, someone else's mock draft, they had him going first. I don't really see that happening, but this is a very unpredictable draft this year. And then you also have number 6. I have them taking Trae Young, and that's going to the Magic. And for the only reason why I think that some people think Trae Young may be better than Colin Sexton. I think Colin Sexton's better than Trae Young. But at the same time, Colin Sexton's not projected to go this high in the draft. Not at the 6. I think he was projected at 9 or 10. Maybe even 11 or 12. I can't remember. But getting there, we have the Bulls next at 7. And I have Mikal Bridges. I think he's a great pickup. Some people don't have him going as high as 7. But the reason why I have him going this high is because I think Michael Porter Jr. will get picked up by the Mavericks. I can just see Michael Porter Jr. in a Mavericks jersey. And I think his Bridges' stock went up a lot. I think he's a junior. So he's a little bit older than a lot of these people in the draft, but that means he's more NBA ready. That's what I think. I think he's a great player. Of course, I'd want all these guys on my team. At 8, I have the Cavs taking Colin Sexton. Again, if any of these other players fall, who knows? And this is the big one. I have at 9, the Knicks taking Mo Bamba, but that's also, he's projected to go to the Mavericks, maybe even the Grizzlies. I know the Grizzlies pick is probably not a good pick for me, but I thought maybe Marc Gasol would mentor somebody. And
it's not sudden. Preparation.
But this is a mock draft, so it doesn't really matter. And then at 10, I have the 76ers taking Zaire Smith. They could go pretty much any way. They're actually projected to take a big man. It was either power forward or center. I can't remember. I could just see them going it any other way. Did I just say the Knicks? 76ers taking Zaire Smith. Jesus. At 11, I have the Hornets taking Wendell Carter. Again, they need a lot of positions, and with also, they may trade Kemba Walker. Do I think they'll trade him? Maybe. I doubt it. He's 5'11", 6 foot tall. Let's see. Cavs are up by 25. So they'll probably win this game. Had to watch it, of course. And no, Jesus Christ. And no guitar this week. You know, I wish. It's too late. I might have to change my recording dates.
It's not sudden. Preparation.
It's ridiculous.
As far as the actual job's...
I mean, I don't know. I got to figure out a different day. Where was we at? Hornets, Wendell Carter Jr. We're going to go into Clippers, Miles Bridges. And that's actually, he's projected on a lot of people's mock drafts to go there. He used to be projected higher, especially than Mikal Bridges, whatever, however you say it. It doesn't matter. And at number 13, I have the Clippers taking Robert Williams, and he's a center. And this was the only other one that I had at 14 that a lot of other people had in their mock draft. The Nuggets, Kevin Knox. And the funny thing is other than, was it Miles Bridges, I believe, and Kevin Knox at 12 and 14, I watched, I'm not going to say who it is. There's a lot of rebuilds on YouTube, and I watch all his stuff. And I've been watching him since he was in high school. But I think his mock draft was there was a few different mock drafts on Bleacher Report, but I think it was the second one that I really thought it was pretty accurate. And that's the one that only my 12th and 14th pick matched up with. Well, yeah, he picked all the same ones and talked about them. He did a good job talking about them. I'll give him that. So good. Looks like the Cavs are going to pull this one out. But I was getting all depressed and shit about the... God. What the fuck just happened? Great. All the power shut off there for a second. Jesus. So like I was saying, I was getting all depressed about the podcast and thought about maybe not doing it anymore because I had subscribers falling off, like dropping off like flies. But then I'm like, fuck it. And then one day, surprisingly enough, got a bunch more subscribers, and I appreciate everybody out there listening. Just really need to, I don't know, change the time I do this. This was supposed to be more about guitars and pawn shops. It's kind of turning into something a little different. And I know everybody doesn't like hearing about basketball and probably doesn't think this is very funny, but I don't really care. I started doing this for me. And if you see my views on YouTube, the only reason why I do it that way is because that's the only way I know how to get it onto iTunes. So that's the reason why I do it. So I'll have like no views on something or 5 views on something, but I'll get like 200 listens a night. So, yeah. So, I don't know. Just hang in there with me. Bear with me. Jesus Christ. And, if you guys get extra time or anything, write a review, like and subscribe, either whether it be on YouTube or on iTunes. Actually, I prefer it on iTunes because, I'm not on Podbean and all that other crap. Basically I did this so I could do it without any kind of money involved. And it's also for you. I just want to provide good content. So, yeah, power went out. Don't know why. It's back on. What? Yeah, it fucking drives me nuts. And if I bought a house, this would be a lot fucking different. And that's basically what it needs to boil down to. And the time change. So, anyways, on a lighter note, I went to the dental office and, just to get a tooth fix because I chipped a tooth before and let it go too long. When that's fine or whatever now. But so I want to get that taken care of about a week after I chipped it. And they got me in. Actually, I have sensitivity after getting it fixed, and I I have a friend that he's an older dude, and he didn't get his fixed for I don't even know how long, because he'd sit there and scrape his tongue against it. What I'm saying is he still had all his teeth in his head, and there must be a reason why he didn't go get his fixed. I don't even know if he's got it fixed yet. Anyways, I went to the dentist. I meet the dentist. They have like 3 different ones there. My favorite one she's not part of the practice anymore. And so this one I've never met before. And he seems all right. Doesn't seem too snooty or, stuck up. And he appears to be about my age. And he seemed kind of, like I said, not stuck up like some of these dentists are, or doctors. And I asked him if he knows who Bill Burr is. Because, I need to tell him this. Because if he doesn't know who he is, there's no point for me to even say what I'm about to say. So he says yes, and I tell him I was watching All Things Comedy, which is owned by Bill Burr. And Bill and some friends, they get together sometimes and play poker. When Bill, he starts telling the story, how he used to work at a dental office, which I knew that from listening to his podcast or whatever. But I never heard the story before. And one of the dentists there decided to fill in his own cavity because he didn't trust the other dentists there, probably his business partners, to fill it in. Jesus Christ, they're fucking creaking. And Bill had to hold the mirror for the dentist. While Jesus, fucking dropping the ball again. He had to hold the mirror while he filled in his own cavity. Anyways, I'm sitting in the chair of the dental office, and the dentist then asked me. He said, "Let's see. I don't think he understood me, or wasn't paying that much attention. But listen to this. He then asked me, were you just thinking of that because he was playing poker, or was he talking about that? I'm like, what kind of question is that? And it stuck with me the whole time. But were you just thinking of that because he was playing poker? Or was he talking about that? It's like, wow. Yeah. Of course, the game's still not on because the fucking power went out. And then something to that effect. And, just paint myself into a corner here. Maybe I wasn't, maybe I didn't understand him, or maybe I wasn't paying enough attention to him. And then he makes a comment about Joe Rogan, So the guy seemed all right. I don't think he understood what I was saying. But I hope you guys have a good week. Thanks for listening. Like and subscribe on YouTube as well as iTunes. And I appreciate you. Have a good weekend. Have a good coming up week.
Can it be that it was all so simple then? Got me thinking, I remember the time. Can it be that it was all so simple then? Ain't no changing what's left. Can it be that it was all so simple then? Because we all race against death. Can it be that it was all so simple then? Got me thinking, I remember the time. Can it be that it was all so simple then? Ain't no changing what's left. Can it be that it was all so simple then?
Welcome back. This is What's for Dinner on the Shop Talk podcast. And what are we having tonight? Reuben sandwiches. Quick and easy. You're going to want to get 1 can of your store-bought sauerkraut. And when I mean store-bought, I mean if you go to your local Kroger's, if you're on the West Coast, if you go to Ralph's, blah, blah, blah. You can just save some money here. 69 cents. So, and then you want to get 1 pack of, I got 7-ounce store-bought. It's called Private Selection. It's actually through Kroger. Corned beef. I actually thought I was buying boar's head. but this was on sale and cheap, $3.99. And some people like to do it with corned beef or pastrami or both. I went with both. Again, I went with another 7-ounce packet of the same private selection pastrami. And again, it was $3.99. And you got one bottle of 16-ounce store-bought Thousand Island dressing. Now you can make your own Russian dressing if you like. This is the quick and easy method. One loaf of 24-ounce rye bread. Oh, I'm sorry. The Thousand Island was $1.25. The loaf of bread is $1.88. And I got 4 slices of baby Swiss from the deli. And that was one of the most expensive things. That was $2 for 4 slices. And so altogether, that's $13.80. And that you can usually make at least 4 sandwiches, if not 5, with this. So that's if you're doing 4 sandwiches, that's $3.45 a sandwich. That's not bad if you're just feeding 2 people, even 4. So the first thing you want to do is you want to heat up your sauerkraut and your meat. I use 2 separate skillets for this. Not for this. I use one to brown the bread, to toast it, and the other 2 to heat up the sauerkraut and the meat. And then, of course, your rye bread's going to be pretty big, so you're going to need a pretty big skillet. Same way with the, when you put the meat and stuff on there to heat it up, you're going to want to make it about the same, size as your bread. Just a quick note. And after both sides of your bread are toasted, you're going to add your Thousand Island dressing liberally to both sides of the bread, and I just mean both of the inside sides. Add your Swiss, your baby Swiss, to the meat. I like to add water, and I cover to steam. I use water in a little squirt bottle that you can get for $1. They're great to have around the grill, or I do it a lot when I'm steaming, even burgers or anything with cheese on it that I'm steaming, even eggs. So you want to top your meat with the cheese and with the sauerkraut after they're both heated up, and add the meat to your bread. So you're going from one skillet to the other. After a minute or so, with your sandwiches assembled, with 2 spatulas, carefully flip your sandwich and toast for additional minute. You can go a minute and a half. It won't kill you. Rye takes a long time to get toasted anyways. And there you have your quick and easy Reuben sandwiches. I put a little pickle on the side. They're served that way a lot. And we made some Brussels sprout coleslaw mix with some Marzetti coleslaw dressing. So, and there you have it. That's your quick and easy Reuben sandwiches. You guys have a good week. Like and subscribe on iTunes and on YouTube. Thanks.